Hi Sam, how are you? Thank you for braving out this weather to show us the beauty of ourselves.
Well, thank you for braving this weather. For those of you all who aren't in New York, it is cold and rainy, but we're here at the Dwayne Reed New Look Boutique to talk about some of my favorite products.
Okay, and show us some of your favorite products. Like,
Yes.
what do you think every woman should have?
Well,
First thing.
If you follow me on Twitter, if you check out my Facebook page, then you should know my favorites. And the first of my favorites is Black Opal Cream Stick Foundation. It's one of my all-time favorites because it has great coverage. And even if you're not a woman who uses foundation, it's great to use just as concealer in places where you need a little bit more coverage. So if you're looking for great color and great coverage, Black Opal Stick is definitely one to try.
Okay, and so you'd recommend it with a woman, say, who has not just two-tone skin, but maybe tri-tone skin, might be sun damage.
I work with some of the most beautiful women in the world, and I think a lot of people think about foundation as a correcting, it's going to make my skin perfect. No, I use it to unify very tones. So even if you have beautiful texture, you still need to unify the color of the skin. So yeah, it can improve not only the texture, the look of it, but also make the skin look more flawless in tone. And so if you want to start out using one, use concealer just in those areas where you need it most, or you can use it all over for a more flawless finish.
Okay, and I've seen that it's a very rainy night.
Yes.
What should we use for weatherproofing our makeup?
Well, you can't use foundation, well, you shouldn't use foundation without using powder. And one of my favorites, I use loose powder, but I also use bronzer. One of my favorites is from the Queen collection, the Natural Hue Mineral Bronzer, and they have 3 colors, so it makes it easy to choose from, and it's like light, medium, and dark, and so it makes it very easy to find the color that works for you. Choose a bronzer 1 shade deeper than your complexion because you want to create dimension, you want to create warmth, and it's really nice because even on a rainy night like tonight, as it bakes in, you get a subtle glow to the skin, which can last beautifully, especially in this weather.
Okay, and color. What are your favorite colors for this season?
Well, when I think fall, I think rich, warm color. I think forest greens, beautiful burgundies, rich tones that really play off these sweaters and suedes and leathers that we're going to be wearing. So some of my favorites are from the L'Oreal Hip collection. These are great because you get 2 colors, and HIP stands for high intensity pigment. And for many women, and especially women of color, who really want eyeshadows that pay off truly, that really go on beautifully and silky, HIP can do the job. And you can't finish with eyeshadow. The last coat has got to be mascara. So one of my favorites is from Voluminous. Waterproof builds quicker. So if you have faint lashes, do a really thin coat, go on to something else, come back to it, and then really watch how the lashes build. So it builds great because waterproof layers beautifully.
And what if a woman does not have lashes? Basically, she needs to create it, but doesn't want to wear fake. Anything to enhance?
Well, if you don't have lashes, very thick lashes, and if you don't want to wear false lashes, then you're going to have to use liner. Pencil liner is something that you have to use. And then you can also use a liquid liner. Liquid liner also helps to increase the lash line. So you don't always feel like you don't always have to feel like it's the lashes that you're missing out of, but creating a stronger lash line will make eyes stand out, and you won't miss the fact that your lashes aren't as thick as you like.
One last question in regards to lip. Do you recommend the more matte look for this season or a glossy, sexy pout?
When you talk about gloss or matte, I'm right in the middle. And that's satin. I think satin is a great thing because you can blot it for a more matte finish, and you can layer more for a more satiny finish. So I prefer a satin because I think it speaks to all uses.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.